the 30th out here at the barn. It's kind of a scorcher out here, and according to my local weather channel that I'm hooked to with my phone, it's 103 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So yeah, it's pretty warm. Anyway, I'm out here and I figured out something I might try to do back here in the barn, so I'll go over there and kind of show you what I'm thinking about doing this afternoon. A while back my kid came home with his car on a flatbed. This engine was in it. This was the engine I was originally going to put in the double cab. I thought it was a decent used engine. He said he went around a corner and it sounded like a diesel. Anyway, when he got home, I had him quick start it, and yeah, it made some racket. Had him shut it right down, and I just assumed the worst, that it threw a rod or something. But on further inspection here, I found that the number 3 plug down in here is loose. So it's possible that plug was just loose and it was just compression blowing by that plug that we heard. So what I think I'm going to do before I condemn this guy is throw a carburetor and a belt and a distributor, tighten that plug down if it'll take a tighten, and fire it up and check oil pressure and see what it sounds like. And if I think it's still okay, I'll fix that plug hole with a time cert, which isn't the great way, but it'll buy me some time. That's why it's a time cert. And yeah, I may run this in that double cab, at least to, you know, move it around the shop and in and out. I got to get it out of my way and drive it around a little bit, you know, in and out of the shop. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll go ahead and throw some bits on this engine and see if it'll fire. Well, the plug took a tighten and didn't seem to want to strip, so I guess it just needed to be tightened or something. Found a dirty old carb to stick on here, and now I'm looking around for a exhaust. Kind of hate to put new gaskets on it if I'm just going to be tearing it back off, because I'm going to tear this engine back down if it runs, and pull all the tin and everything off and clean it up. New oil seals, things like that, retorque heads and blah blah blah. But looking for an exhaust, throw an exhaust on it, distributor, some plug wires, and we'll see what's up. Well, what I've done for a quickie exhaust is I went ahead and put these funky old rusty J-tube looking things on the opposite direction. That way they're about the same length as the tubes coming off the back to the front here, the heater box tubes. So at least I got 4 tubes, pretty close to the same length. So I think that'll work for a startup, not bother with the heat riser. Well, the wires are all hooked up, and the rotor is in between these two. I'm using this as number 1. I may be 180 degrees out. I did not pop the valve covers to check, but if I am, then I'll move the wires around. This here's my timing light, and I use the ground side on the oil pressure switch because I time this static, not running. So I use the ground side here. It's a good ground. It's got a little push-on guy. The other end on the condenser side of the coil. So I'll hook that up and time it up about, I don't know, 2 or 3 degrees advanced. And then it's a matter of throwing fuel at it and giving it a bark. I am going to take this sending unit out and put in my pressure gauge, however. Well, it's about 8:30 now, and I've got it all hooked up. Wires all hooked up, vacuum leaks plugged. I don't know about this carburetor. It was in a coffee can. Probably a rebuilder that I never rebuilt. But I'm going to give it a try. All used points and crap, everything's used wires, same plugs that were in it. Yeah, we're just going to have to see if it'll go here. I don't know how good the battery is. I may have to throw a different battery at it, but let's see what happens. promising.